Please select a landing zone. Deploying.
You said that the nukes Skullface was trying to spread around the world were equipped with a failsafe. Something that could shut them down at will. His will.
Quite so. After all, he needed a guarantee that a buyer wouldn't simply turn the weapons back on him.
So how can they be stopped?
The criticality trigger, that is, the detonator, is a complete black box design. Any attempt to dismantle it causes it to melt in seconds, using the corroding archaea. The design ensures that no detonation is possible.
Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and that's the target.
Precisely. The client simply presses a button. At that moment, the detonator begins transmission with a surveillance satellite. The satellite reports to him how the client is trying to use the nuke. If he does not object, the lock is disengaged.
But if it's a risk to him in any way...
The detonator melts down. The same is true if detonation does not occur within a preset time after the lock is disengaged. The nuke is rendered useless.
Who the hell would buy something with strings attached like that?
The client would never know until the moment they actually tried to use it.
Analysis complete.
Most likely, he would have explained the time delay as the detonators needing time to activate. And he only intended to sell to technologically primitive groups in the first place.
Let me guess. He'd claim it was defective and offer a replacement. Shadier than a used car salesman.
Skullface shakes your hand like a friend, using the other to control you like a puppet. This is how he works.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him.
Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Coming too. Roger that.
Я нашел следы вторжения! Руки на чеку! Граната! На меня напали! Внимание всех постов! Граната! Граната!
Coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Please select a mission. Please select a landing zone.
cargo cake that Cypher was having the PFs transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the savannah. Are there metallic archaea inside it?
Yes, the archaea metabolize uranium-235 to subsist. They must be stored inside yellow cake, or they cannot survive.
Project.
So those biological traces we took for impurities were actually the real cargo.
Of course, they are deactivated, so they do not trigger a sudden enrichment. They are like baker's yeast. Yet, they do gradually enrich the uranium as they feed. I imagine you detected weapons-grade traces.
Yeah, we did.
And the malachite that was loaded on the truck had traces of uranium in it, too. So that's the flour, huh? Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. The uranium-enriching archaea complete with a user's manual. And the ores with the uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Even the trace amounts buried in common ores can be enriched to weapons-grade uranium by the metallic archaea. Proving that must have been the most important factor of the trials. That and the ability to successfully prevent detonation.
So if the amounts of uranium in the ores are low enough, they can get past any inspection. And you only need a tiny amount of the archaea to act as the yeast. No great challenge to smuggle that either. The first step towards saturating the world with nukes.
Analysis
His
complete.
plan. That was not my intention. My only goal in developing the metallic archaea was to save the Dene.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons would save your people?
After 70 years,
Boss, one of our staff has been captured by the enemy. He was on the staff at Mother Base 9 years back. Get our men out of there, boss. To say he's a critical VIP would be a massive understatement.
we called our own. But in the moment the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, everything changed.
I don't get it.
The nuclear arms race between the US and the Soviet Union began with the end of the Second World War. Suddenly, there was a massive demand for uranium. And it was our ill fortune that the ground beneath the Navajo Nation was rich with uranium ore. The Black Ana government set up mine after mine, and many of the Dene worked them, never informed of any danger. Every day, they went to work with no protection. The slag was simply piled out in the open. When rain fell, uranium traces left behind would seep out, and when the ground dried, it was blown about as dust. And water were contaminated, irradiated. Many of us became sick and died. That pain.
Snake. What took you so long?
We'll talk, but not here.
Lives on to this day,
I had no idea.
wanting more than anything to revive the land my forebears left to me. I was delighted upon discovering microbes that eat uranium. If they could be domesticated, I believed we could rid our land of uranium.
Were you successful?
No. The research called for funding on a colossal scale. But nobody was willing to invest with no prospect of a return.
And that's when Skullface showed up.
Correct. I can save you and your people. We share the same will. That is what he said to me. And I believed him. Black Anna forced me to abandon my uranium cleanup work and focus on nuclear
You
weapons.
gonna extract him?
And he held all the Diné hostage.
Side ops list
Today,
updated.
the uranium
Okay,
mines
subject is in.
in the reservation
Extraction
are finally
around
closing
technical
down.
base.
It is simply less expensive now to source uranium overseas.
New victims, different places.
But uranium is a tactical resource. To rely on a foreign country for it is a difficult decision to make. And he was in the perfect place to influence that decision.
He could have condemned your people to the mines forever.
The contamination comes not only from uranium. The
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
also settled on our land. As if our fortune were not already bad enough. We are also downwinders. To save the Diné, I must complete my original research.
You gonna extract him?
Всем боевым группам! Это кафе! Все подразделения! За боевые позиции! Повторяю! Все подразделения!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Extract him.
Еще большие потери! Нам нужен подкрепление! Прием! Это кафе! Понял! Приказ всем группам! Отправить резервное подкрепление! Есть связи!
Enemy presence detected.